I'll make a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me.
Regarding notice of potential violation 2012-1, the municipal attorney will provide a form response referencing municipal code section 1.15.070.d.1, declining the notice of potential violation 2012-1.
I second that.
Okay, the motion carries. And do we have another motion?
Yes, we do. And regarding notice of potential violation 2012-3, the board finds that the notice of potential violation would be more appropriately addressed by employee relations or another compliance agency. And was there anything further in that motion? And that's the motion right now.
Yeah, I second it.
Second. Was there
And
something?
maybe for the record that the board defers jurisdiction to one of those
That's
agencies.
right.
Right.
Yeah, and that's right. And either refers or defers that matter or that issue to another employee agency.
Right. I second that, and I'd like to make a statement that this will be that individual's responsibility to notify them agencies. Any or them, no, not the board's.
Meaning it's not the board's responsibility to take some action at this time. And that's all regarding notice of potential violation 2012-3.
Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded. Any objection?
No.
Hearing none, motion carries.
Okay.
And I would volunteer also on that the municipal attorney's office provides some form to the clerk's office reflecting your motion.
Okay.
So has everybody had a chance to look at these gifts?
Yeah, there was just two that I had a question about.
Did they put them in the front or the back? Sometime there was some discussion about putting them.
They're in
No, they're back.
They're in the back.
I have to admit that normally I read these things, I got bound up in work and didn't.
I can find them. Two to deal with.
Did you say that you had noticed two in particular?
Yeah, two that I want, okay. The one, to the third page back, an individual,
Are these confidential?
no.
No. So,
Tammy Duff,
okay, let me find that. Okay.
the
Tammy
third
Duff.
page, okay.
Norman
I have a,
Just saying one, just saying whatever.
So that's the first time to do is repeat.
right.
Yeah, this is the repeat.
Uh, This is a gift of $150.
From one student.
From one student. I think that is out of line.
Well, it deserves a letter from us. Right?
Yeah, right.
And a notice.
Do we send the same letter with, say, second notice?
It's like a,
I mean, I'm
Like a
serious
bill?
because we were just sending here, we just signed that first letter.
well, on the other hand,
To her?
Yeah, this is the same teacher.
Okay,
but I would say in fairness to the teacher, she has not received our first letter
Yeah, I know.
yet before getting
she
this.
hadn't received this, so.
So, my suggestion would literally be to send the same letter twice.
Yeah,
Not to highlight
because
it
you
by
can't
the
blame
second.
her, I mean,
That's
she's
right.
done this twice, but she wasn't notified the first time.
Not as of yet. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I say we send it. You might send two letters in the same envelope, but.
I would send them separately.
Separately,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so. that-
If you wanted, if you're able to print that letter off again.
You can sign it right now.
Do you want me to go do it right now?
Well, no, after we're done.
After we're done?
We can, I'll stick around to sign, and, we just have to refer to her disclosure that she made here, as of it was faxed to the clerk's office on the 21st.
Yeah, is there a reference? I forget whether the reference on that as to the date of the
I don't remember reading
gift
the
disclosure?
reference.
There's-
No, it's not on there.
We don't usually have the
No,
same letter going to two different people. I mean, I'm sorry, this.
Well, it says when the clerk's office received it.
yeah, no, there's.
But on the
nothing.
letter, it
Oh, the letter
doesn't
itself.
It doesn't
reference
say that.
which
Ah.
gift.
Okay,
I just thought it made sense in this particular case, since
Mhm.
we're sending one letter,
I know.
the same letter to two persons, that
It's
we're
the same
talking.
person.
Yeah,
and you're right there, because they would probably say, why did they send me two letters?
Right.
You know, unless since it's
You know
not
what?
referenced.
Maybe the second time we draft this, we should modify it to say, can I see that really quick?
Put a violation date.
Right, and it says, thank you for your taking time to submit your recent disclosure, dated,
Okay.
right? I mean, all we're doing is, and
So
this
it has
isn't.
two different dates on it.
Right, and in fact, it's not a bad idea to have it in there for all of our forms. And we just fill it in for each person, because, so, what we would do is, I don't
We
wanna.
can add it, you can make that change to that one and I can just go do it really quick and reprint it.
Well, I think that, for right.
And then everyone could re-sign it.
Right, and we can do that when, you can
We
do
could,
both
but
letters.
we need you here right now.
Right.
Yeah, but at the end of the
Yeah.
meeting, it'll only take.
Okay,
30.
and so it would be right after recent gift disclosure, dated.
But I don't,
well,
do y'all know the date of that original?
earlier one. Frankly, no.
Well,
But-
it might be in the last meeting
Mhm.
board packet, because it was something we did in December. So, you don't have all the gift disclosures from last meeting.
No,
No, these are
yeah,
just-
I think we
just-
specifically said to keep those
Yeah.
out because they were so
Okay.
voluminous, but why don't we do
Okay.
this? Why don't we just create a new letter for this one?
And include the dates and retype that one, and just take a second, so you can put a date on that one too.
Right, but I
We
don't know.
don't know the date of the disclosure of the
I-
first one.
Okay.
It might be just in the files on the computer, I could look really quick,
Okay.
but it doesn't.
I don't know that it's, I don't feel that strongly. I just want to make sure that this one has a date on it.
Okay.
So she knows that
Then
they're
she would be able to
different.
distinguish the difference if
Exactly.
the second one has a date.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right.
I just don't want to create too much work.
Right.
On the other hand, for all future letters, I think it would be wise to have a date so that we know we can just plug in a date. Does that work okay for?
Yeah, that's
everybody?
fine with me.
Okay.
Well,
We
once
need a motion
once they
on
get
that.
that form letter to,
So do we need a motion on
I
that?
don't think we need a motion.
I don't think so.
No, we'll just send it, we'll just send
We
a letter.
agree.
she understands what we want.
Okay.
Go over one more page. Christina Gwen Dobler,
Mhm.
that's the other one I had concern with. And down there, gift received from Keith Workman,
Mhm.
who is the parent of a student and a friend of my daughter.
Parent,
Yeah,
student,
Christmas
friend of
gift,
the
you
daughter.
know,
Thank you.
I get this
For-
feeling that that's a close relationship there between Christina and Keith, I don't know.
What does that say? Christmas gift, and thank you for something done as parent of his daughter's friend.
Yeah, I can't quite,
For
I can't tell what that
Okay.
word is.
care?
And of course, gift certificate to Lord, it says $150, but if you go to any other spa, that's about $25 worth.
So, oh, are
Have
they
you been there?
expensive?
Oh, God, they're expensive.
No, I get my manicure
For
somewhere else.
Elaine's birthday, I had everybody contribute to Allure, and then she went down to use it, and she had like $2,500. But there really wasn't much you could use.
Really?
Yeah, they are extremely expensive.
Yeah. So that's,
But that's neither here nor there, it
That's
still has a
we
value
digress.
there to
Yeah.
them of $300.
there, I think it would,
So do you see a reason
I-
not to send a letter to this person as well?
yeah,
Okay.
I would suggest, just so that the teacher realizes, you know, if it's a Christmas present, that's one thing, but if it was a Christmas present, she didn't need to put this in here, you know what I mean?
And then it would carry the date 12/21.
But it's still
Right.
also from a parent of a student,
Right, that's.
which that's where the
Yeah.
concern that we have.
Yeah,
Right.
so,
What was the other one?
There's- What's our limit, just 50, right?
50.
Because then
We have Curtis Symes and family, we have Land's End,
the
Lenny
very,
Stone.
very last one, Mary Streets, Sheets or something,
And,
is a $75 one.
Yeah, there's
And there's a
Ruth
Stacy Woodard too.
Munsager, Amber Stout,
These are all, what? These are all personal gifts and more than 50?
yeah, that are
Well-
individual gifts.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool. All right, let's go back then. Say it again, which,
Well, it's the one right behind Christina
Right.
Gwynn Dauber
Oh.
is Ruth Munsager,
Mhm.
Mansager, for $75. Across the way is Amber Stout for $60.
this says $50 Land's End gift card and a scarf. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know, the ones from the PTAs
And then the
were,
next one, Amber Stout,
them are all
is
bad.
4 tickets for Aces game.
And there's some in here for more than $100, but they're from a group of students' parents, you know what I mean?
well,
And
there's,
they're-
well, that's-
and
there's But there's one here, Tara Handscheid.
Wait, I want to make sure, are we sending letters to each one of these people then? Have we made a decision?
Yeah, Amanda,
Yeah.
are you figuring out what they were saying so far?
I
Right.
was holding off. I have
So-
the Tammy Duff and the Christina Gwen Dobler,
So-
but do you
Well,
wanna
do
add?
Do we agree we want to add Ruth?
Well, I mean, we've got to set a figure in the.
Yeah.
It's $50.
It's $50.
Right, and that figure's been set, so.
So,
Unless it's multiple
right?
people giving it, you know, then like I know there's kids' classes where they say, okay, let's take a donation for a gift for the teachers, and it comes to $75.
Yeah.
And every kid
Oh, that's
puts in
different,
$1 or
yeah.
$2 or whatever.
No,
you
no.
know.
Yeah, we've
No, I
always
agree.
waived those and the
Right.
ones from the
Yeah.
PTA.
Right,
and-
that's what
yeah.
they
So,
should be waived,
so as a result, then Ruth would get one.
Right, anybody that's over,
Amber would get one.
Amber would get one.
Because
Amber
that's
Stout.
Curtis's
So
one
are you
student.
getting that?
Yeah,
Okay. You ought to just have little stickies.
Yeah, it's something to market. We want to
I'm
make
just
sure.
writing them down.
Okay,
Okay.
so,
And
Uh,
then there's Tara Handscheid.
the,
Yeah.
From,
$100 or a
given
gift
from,
card.
from
Yeah.
the one from the family,
Yeah.
but it's for one
students'
student.
family.
so that would
Yeah.
be Tara, or Tara.
Right.
Gift Fisher, let's see.
Well, looks like it's staff member giving gift to the school. I don't even know if that's a gift.
Aboriginal Australian art.
Right, and that's given to
Estimated
the
value.
school.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, PTA.
Well, Homestead PTA must have a
Allure.
lot of money.
Wow,
Yeah.
Allure seems to be popular. $65 seat. One watch, 15. Price, 10.
And a $50.
Price tag was still
Tag
on.
still on.
Yeah.
Lure Spa, $50.
So it's
She's a
Woodward.
student.
Stacy Woodward.
So Stacy Woodward. Amazon gift card. So there's one, right?
Yeah.
Tara.
Tara,
Is that a different Tara?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Joe,
Well, this is a lot. We don't usually get this many.
It's because it's Christmas.
It was for Christmas,
No,
yeah.
I think, right. Parents, Did you see there was a lot this year at the very last?
Yeah, Mary.
Mary Sheets,
Yeah.
75 from parent teacher. Oh, yeah, okay. Parent. Parent.
Well, the
of a-
relationship.
I assume that means it's the parent of a student?
Yes, I'm assuming that
Okay. So, Mary Sheets?
there are a whole lots of letters.
Yeah. Did you get all those?
Mhm.
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Okay, that's the school district. Yeah. Anybody have any problems with the disclosures of the,
No, I didn't have any, reviewing them, had any problem.
it's actually interesting when some of these people actually have something to say,
Yeah. very
compared to
good.
like, these people have like nothing to
Yeah,
disclose.
Applicable.
What's the board?
Cool, there's nothing in the notice of potential violation.
What is the ACDA?
Anchorage Community Development Authority.
Park.
I happen to be the chair of
Parking.
that. That's how I know.
Man, I recognize that writing. What's that?
Parking.
Oh, really?
They do all the parking.
Easy park.
Easy park.
And development, and take care of parking garages, and they developed up on Government Hill, that housing project up there. And they, Glen Square, they developed that, Glen Square. And they're working on a development down in Kirkwood right now.
We appear to have gone through the new business. Does anybody else have anything? Actually, might make it out on time tonight.
Well, I was gonna say, there are in the disclosure forms completed by elected officials, a few of them that have, like a planning and zoning person.
noticed
who has
that.
The
There's a
John
contract.
Spring,
Mhm.
and then a contract through HCR to work on the update of the Anchorage Trails Plan. this isn't a conflict, but, well, it could be a conflict. It's something that should be managed, and hopefully the Planning and Zoning Commission is gonna, and the Urban Design Commission will get training, because the next person is the same as well, that they're on the Urban Design Commission, but, and they're the owner of Green Connection.
Now, are they, do we know if they're taking the seat of some, that's reserved for that
You know, and I don't know that.
industry?
Yeah, I don't know that. But again, even if they were, I mean, you want people with familiarity with the expertise area on these commissions, but I would hope that through some ethics training directly to the commission, they know that obviously if something comes up that affects this contract, they have to disclose it.
Right.
So it's not a conflict necessarily for us, but that. It points out the need, I think citywide, we're trying to, now with the new, Karen Bretz, who attended the last meeting, is to have the staff person for each commission to give ethics training at the beginning of every year. And that's a simpler ethics training, but just what is a conflict, how do you do disclosure? And that will, because otherwise you can see how these could develop into conflicts if they weren't managed.
Or if they're not disclosed in case of that.
For an example, just to throw a name out here, the one we have here for John Spring, who's the contract through HDR. He should avoid, any discussion on the trail system because he got that contract.
Right,
I'm not saying that he has an issue, I'm just saying,
right.
just as an example.
So that's an issue of managing the conflict, because
I mean,
they
they could,
assume the
they
commission
could have
people
him testify,
Mhm.
but as in previous discussion, other particular meetings, they can't step from one side of the table to the other in the meeting.
And maybe something I can do is call Karen and say, Karen, hey, these two are not concerned in terms of actual conflict, but in terms of management, and has ethics training been scheduled for these two boards? Make sure that they're, I think, again, the commissions, we tend to appoint people who have expertise in the area.
Right.
So all the commissions really do need this
Right.
kind of training.
Yeah.
Because we value their expertise.
Expertise.
I mean, that's why we have them on these boards, so they can make decisions that are.
The ACDA board had their training last month, so I know they've had it, so.
I know they asked me, and I said, no, Bob Weaver can do it. Too sophisticated a board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any other new business before the board? Member comments? She has a question.
It's not a question, just a comment. I don't know if I can or not at the end of the meeting. Doesn't really say it's a number. Say-
Well, there's an opportunity for public comment?
Sure.
That was
Actually, it's not listed, but it's okay.
Are we done with,
Yeah.
are we done with member comments?
Yeah.
Yes, I have no comments.
I don't have any, but I don't have a problem with her.
No, let's open the
Yeah.
floor.
Okay, so my name's Lillian Koenig. This is the first time I've attended your meeting. Because I was a former sub-teacher, and the disclosure of these parents and these gifts to teachers comes as a little bit of a shock that you have so many and that you already have drafted letters. I was wondering how the Anchorage School District got you guys involved in that, and why the Anchorage School District doesn't just blanket, say, this is what we do, this is our letter, we'll put it out, because it seems like you've taken an inordinate amount of time on this, and yet, when it comes to the disclosure forms for, of economic interest of board members sitting on commissions, et cetera, that seems to be rather minor. So that's my question.
Your point's well taken. The code, the board ethics code, brings the school district employees under it.
And we al-
Yeah, and we have asked the school board.
We work
and the
closely with the school board.
And the former school administrator to do more, and they have, their ethics officer has worked but because the school district is so large, I mean, it's larger personnel-wise than the municipality of Anchorage, right?
6,000 employees.
Okay, so it's so much larger than the municipality of Anchorage with respect to numbers of employees. It's the reason, I think one of the reasons we see more, plus the opportunity for parents who think they're being generous, but they create a problem for the teacher, but the teacher in an awkward position. Here, take my gift, and it given right before when? Grade time? And is it, you know, we would hope there's no quid pro quo. This is why the limitation of $50 is supposed to be there.
And it makes sense, it's just that, I'm just seeing it as an inordinate amount of time, to me, which seems rather trivial. However, when you look at what the attorney has stated just today, that you are now in the process of doing ethics training for these members that sit on different committees, it doesn't seem like there's enough going in on that end compared to what's going in here, which to me seems rather trivial. As a parent, your parents, over the years, I know that I've had my kids bring in things to their teachers. I have given out of my own pocket to children in my classrooms. And, you know, we're talking about Valentine's Day, Easter, Christmas, all these other things. I just think that the Ethics Committee's time would be better served on maybe the latter part of this business.
And if I may suggest, you know, I appreciate your comments, is it Monday night the school board meets?
I will be happy to
Yes.
give my little bits.
We work closely, as close as we can with the district
Right.
to try to work on this issue from
Mhm.
both ends.
Well, I think my.
And I think
other
that
thing-
also, I would say, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
That's
but
okay.
we don't typically spend a lot of time. This one, I've never seen this many letters we've had to
It's
write.
Christmas.
Right, but it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
So now you have a city that's going through a lot of transition with the Title 21. And now you're going to have probably a whole nother aspect to look at
Mhm.
with disclosure. And your committee
Mhm.
is not going to be able to meet that. The public is not going to be able to say, hey, this board, like you mentioned, that gentleman who sat on that particular and then he can't go over here. It will probably just expand and expand and expand. So, I don't know, are you ready for that? When you're I don't know.
We're working on it.
We're working, we
Are
do
you
have-
ready for that?
We are scheduling a meeting with the new superintendent sometime in March.
Mhm.
That's when he's given
Oh,
us
the
like 4 or 5
superintendent
appointments, and
before, right,
we're meeting with
right.
Superintendent Browder.
Mhm.
Browder?
Right.
So, to bring it to his attention, the previous administration listened to us. They came to several meetings, but we didn't see, personally, I didn't see much of a change. So we're hopeful that things can change.
Well, I appreciate that as a parent, as a teacher myself. I see teachers are always put in that position of, they can't win. They can't
No,
win.
that's true.
And Alaska's very expensive, and $50
Yeah.
here, coming from California, does not go very
No.
far. Maybe they should up it to a couple hundred, you wouldn't have that.
No, and
Anyway.
it's hard, it puts us, it's difficult for us because we sympathize with the teachers.
Right.
To a large extent. We don't want to be writing these letters. It's not like we're getting a kick out of
Exactly,
doing it. We don't,
exactly.
we all
Right,
appreciate
yeah.
the effort that teachers
Right,
make.
right,
and-
right.
But we end up finding ourselves in this position
Yeah,
of having to do
and that's too
something
bad.
else. So we-
And I will, I'll be happy to go to school for it, say my little piece. Whether it do any good or not.
I would appreciate that you didn't, if you
Oh, no, I
wouldn't say
would
the
never
Board of
mention-
Ethics told you to go talk
No,
to them.
absolutely not, and I would not bring up a name, or,
Okay.
Board of Ethics means you have to be ethical, and absolutely not.
Do we
But-
have
but,
a,
Yeah, that's all I had to say.
Do we have a motion for adjournment?
Move to
We did-
adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, second.
Done.